Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Monday afternoon, October 18th, and we are looking at Window Trader's market profile of SPY, IWM, and QQQ. And that sound that you hear are the Bears, as the Bulls are taking back everything that they attempted to do over the past 5 weeks. As the weekly has now come into balance, the daily has an outside day up. So even though we went back to balance today when we took out Friday's low, we end up with an outside day up. And the monthly basically is in balance. I'm still calling it balance to down since there's still 2 weeks left to go in the month. But boy, oh boy, have the Bears lost their grip on everything that they had. We go out with a trend day. 2 sets of single prints for SPY. Only one in ES and a price probe. Look at triple Qs. They had one little blip. C period took out B's low. And this is almost after they took out Friday's low in the morning. Only to one time frame up then the rest of the day and go out with 4 sets of single prints. C, D, H, K. Unbelievable. Russell, lower value all day, but they did fill their gap. They had a gap this morning to the downside, and they held their gap from Thursday. So they gapped into a gap, held the lower one, filled this one. They never got to the base of the price probe, and it's still a double distribution day from Friday. But at least they got some things accomplished today, and they end 9 wide. We end 9 wide also. Or did we? Wait a second. We did end 9 wide. I'm sorry. We ended 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. We did end 9 wide. We ended 9 wide at L's low, which is going to be a downside destination. That's 4. Oh, yeah, I did write it down. I'm losing my mind. As far as my trading, had a good day today. And believe it or not, the bigger trade I had was on a short early and at a visual level. So in A period, it looked like we had a chance to go get the overnight low and fill the gap. Took a small short, started running up against me, took it off immediately. I thought we had a chance to fill that gap and test the 50-day moving average, which I absolutely would have taken a nice size long the first time there. Never got there, lost small on the short. But then when A ran up to the pop from Friday, I took a 100 put play, and it backed off beautifully the first time to give me a nice reward on that trade. Then in B, took long, scalped some longs. The shorts in A were both the first one was the 445. The big play was the 446 put. The long in B was the 445 calls. I didn't do anything then. I didn't like the tempo, didn't like the volume, even though we still went up. I did take a long in G period. I was thinking G could fill these single prints. I did get the low, but only took a 15 lot and rode that back up. And then the only other trade I took was a small short in L. I missed the fade in K. That came in. And then I took one in L, which came in. Made small on that. So the afternoon was very, very quiet and boring for the most part because we basically traded sideways a good part of the day. For hours on end, actually, after D period. Until we finally probed in M. As far as destinations to the upside, we have today's high of 447.55. Then we have those 3 highs, which could provide a firecracker effect again to the upside. 448.36 daily high, 448.41 daily high, 448.92 weekly high, and then the last line of defense, single prints, 449.39 to 49 from the 10th, and 449.71 highest accepted price from the 10th. So that's where change took place and sellers took control. And here we are 5 weeks later saying there's a good chance that buyers are going to attempt to take it all back some point this week. For the downside, we have the price probe, L's high, 447.36. Then we have the 9 wide at 446.78, which is L's low. Single prints, 446.36 to 05. That's E's low to C's high. Then SPY has those 2 pennies, 445.78 to 77. And then we don't have anything to today's low of 443.27. And then filling the gap, 442.66. So we still have 61 points left on that gap from the 15th. And don't forget, we have an 11 wide from the 27th below that at 443.16, which we missed by 11 cents today. So they front ran both the overnight low and that naked 11 wide POC. Amazing how mechanical this market is. And then just briefly on the chart. So the weekly went, remember we went down to balance. Last week we took out the previous week's side balance, and now we took out last week's side today. Last week's side today, we're up. So the weekly is now up. Monthly is balanced to down, weekly up. Daily is an outside day up, but I'm calling it a balance because we did take out yesterday's low. So the balance, it's 2 days, but it's today's range. If we take out today's high tomorrow, we're right back to up. If we take out today's low, we can go from balance back to down. So we'll see how that plays out. But we have 2 gaps still holding. Hope you had a good day trading today. Have a lovely evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.